He may be popular in the polls, but Donald Trump's remarks about a female Fox News anchor have sparked public outrage and have got him even more offside with the Republican camp. It's almost like it was a plan. The real estate mogul seems to have suggested journalist Megyn Kelly was tough on him during a debate because she had her period. Otago University international relations expert Professor Robert Patman joins me now. Robert, good to have you along on a Monday morning.
Good morning, Paul.
He didn't fail to meet our expectations, Trump, in the first debate, did he?
Well, it's interesting, isn't it? Trump was quite convinced he had won the debate. But one thing that's quite clear is tremendous controversy, of course, about his remarks about Megyn Kelly. However, I don't think this was done without some thought. What we should take into account here is that Megyn Kelly is a bit of a proxy for the growing tensions between the Trump camp and Fox News. And this began in June when one of Rupert Murdoch's leading opinion writers and commentators for Fox News, Charles Krauthammer, at one point described Trump as a waste of time. Then Rupert Murdoch said in mid-July that he's an embarrassment. So I think what's happening here is we're seeing a bit of a titanic struggle between the Trump camp and Fox News. And, of course, Fox News is very, very important in American political circles.
Oh, extraordinarily important, particularly in Republican circles as well.
Yeah.
And Megyn Kelly, we know, has a phenomenal following. It is almost like Trump is determined to fall offside with the Republicans. In fact, I would almost go so far to say is that it's almost like this is part of a greater strategy that Trump might have to destroy his competition before he runs as an independent.
Well, what he is doing, because people are demanding that he apologise. Mr. Bush, Governor Bush, has demanded, Jeb Bush has demanded that he apologise over the weekend. And, of course, Mr. Trump found himself disinvited to a major Conservative gathering where he was due to speak.
Does that matter, do you think? Does it matter that he wasn't invited by the red state?
I don't think it matters enormously to Mr. Trump, because from his point of view, when he gets these demands for apologies, he feels that he's striking a real raw nerve, and he refused. He said it again over the weekend. He saw no reason to apologise to me with respect to Mr. Bush's request to Megyn Kelly. He said he doesn't apologise. He has never been apologising to failed politicians, and he's not going to start now. And he believes that he's winning.
Yeah, and it's interesting, isn't it? Because right back at the beginning of this, we talked about, you mentioned that he believes that he won the debate. What is definitely true is that he dominated the debate. That debate was the most popular program Fox have ever run in the history of the network. That is phenomenal.
Yes, and he is, an entertaining character who is galvanising people who would not normally watch those sort of political programs. And the interesting thing is, Trump said that he's very angry with Fox News' coverage of his candidature. It's no secret that many people in Fox believe that Trump is unelectable. And Trump knows this. He's fully aware of the situation. And so we've got this fascinating struggle going on between Trump and, a major conservative media outlet. The interesting thing is, though, Paul, I think that Trump is thinking ahead, and not only is he roughing up the opposition or the rivals in the Republican Party, but he is trying to extend his appeal to people who may not be Fox News viewers. That is conservative Democrats.
Well, and it would indicate that he's able to do that if that program could be the most popular. And I mean, some people might be saying, well, how many people watch Fox anyway? The answer to that is a phenomenal number of people watch Fox. All right, as a side note to this, what Trump has done, he's taken a lot of the wind out of the sails of the high flyers like Jeb Bush. And I think probably given a little bit of a gust to some of those also-rans who have not yet pulled out of the race, which is surprising at this point.
Yes, I actually thought that there was a number of people who performed very well in that debate, better than Trump in terms of answering the questions, and they weren't the fancied candidates. I thought, not the heavily fancied candidates like Jeb Bush. I thought he was lackluster and lacked energy. I thought Marco Rubio from Florida was very impressive, a senator who's only, been in office since 2011, but he was articulate and crisp.
Yep.
Also, he conforms to the American dream, comes from a relatively modest family, Cuban parents, and, he had been in a very good position to take on people like Hillary Clinton or Bernie Sanders on questions of distribution of wealth and things like that.
This is the irony here, isn't it? That Trump has taken the wind out of the sails of those high flyers like Bush, but perhaps, as I was saying, added a little bit of a gust to the others. If I can ask you to give me your prediction, what are we likely to see in the next 4 weeks? I mean, where is Trump likely to be in the next 4 weeks?
Well, I don't think this infighting within the Republican Party is going to lessen. The crucial thing to look out for, Paul, I think, is the next set of polls, which measure how Trump has done after the debate. But, so far he's defied the pundits. Everybody said that when he made those remarks about Mexican criminals crossing the border, that would finish him. When he made the unflattering remarks about Mr. McCain's war record, it said it would finish him. So we have to wait with interest to see whether his very unflattering remarks about Megyn Kelly
will finish
hurt him or not.
All right, Robert, thank you so much for joining us. We'll talk again soon.
Thank
Professor
you.
Robert Patman, a Tiger University international relations expert.